This is the Upgrade Yourself podcast, where you'll learn actionable steps to enhance all areas of your life and design a life that you love. Here are your hosts, Chris and Diana Bryant.
Welcome to episode 5 of Upgrade Yourself. I'm Diana.
And I'm Chris.
And we're excited about today's topic. It comes actually from Katie in Maryland. She's asking how we are doing to stay healthy during quarantine. And the reason why we're so excited about this topic is because this is something we have been implementing way before quarantine.
And there are certain things, of course, quarantine adds extra dynamics to it. So aside from the obvious things like your physical health, there's also your mental health and your emotional health as well. And we're touching on that. So these are tactics that we've used for a very long time. And of course, we've had to modify a little bit due to quarantine. So these are a lot of tried and true methods that we've been using.
Okay, so let's get started. The first thing we want to share with you guys, and we're going to be focusing on, is our mental health. And one of the things that we do with Chris to keep ourselves healthy mentally is to stay grateful. It's so important to see in the midst of anything and whatever circumstances, especially right now that we're going through quarantine and all this time that we're facing right now, to look for the good on things, like to be grateful for what you have. And this is something we do every single day with Chris. When we wake up and before we go to bed, is to realize the beautiful things that we have. And we say at least 3 things that we're grateful for in the morning. And then at night, we ask each other what nice things happened during the day. At least 3 things that we can highlight. And this, I feel, that is really helping us stay positive and have the good mindset during this time.
It's a nice way to start and end the day. You start the day thinking, okay, what are 3 things you're grateful for? And then at the end of the night, literally we're in bed going to sleep, lights off, and we say, what are your 3 nice things that happened today? And it doesn't have to be like, I won the lottery today. It's, another day, everybody being healthy. I did this thing at work and it went really well. The client was happy, or whatever it is. It could be anything big or small, but as long as you have that mindset of gratefulness, it helps put things in perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah. It helps you see things that you're not realizing before, that you're not seeing, and see how good you have it, right? Especially when you compare yourself to other people, other situations, you realize that you have so much to give, that you're so blessed, and those blessings that you have is so you can bless somebody else. So it's definitely a good thing to do for your mind.
And really something else that's right on that same vein is staying positive, which is also staying away from negative sources of news and negative people. Focus on the positive. Now more than ever, that's more important than it ever really has been. Maybe tone down how much news you consume. Even I've done that. I'm like Mr. News of the house. I'm always reading, and sometimes even now lately, Diana's asking me, what's going on with this or that? I'm like, I don't even know. I haven't checked it yet today.
And I'm so proud of him for that.
And you know what? I'm happy I'm doing it, because it's so much negativity.
It really drains you down. And this is a decision, I think I shared it on a previous podcast, that I made years and years ago, and is to stop watching news. And especially right now during this time, because there is so much controversy out there, right? You don't even know what is true, what is not, for what is going on right now. So I always say that news catches up with you, like whatever you are, you will always find out what's going on in the world. But if you find that, watching news or hearing what's going on and having to be updated is really draining you down, don't do that to yourself. Especially in a moment like this, we need to stay positive. We need to not just stay positive for ourselves, but for our children, for our family, for everybody that's around us. Everybody's trying to find that positive person, and you can be one of them. And I think really staying positive and looking for things that motivate you and inspire you is a way to maintain yourself positive.
And if you're having trouble with the news and like limiting it, set a time. Say, okay, at 5 o'clock when I'm done at work, I'll spend 15 minutes and catch up on the news, and that's it. Don't look at it before then. Don't look at it after. Just limit yourself. And there is so much, there's controversy, but there's also conflicting information. No one knows what they're talking about. Scientific studies typically last years, not weeks or a month or 2.
Right.
So there's no concrete anything right now.
Yeah, and if you're gonna look at news and things like that, make sure is a source that you trust, right? Don't just hear anybody or whoever comes up with the latest news. Always try to find resources that will help you find out exactly what it is that is going on and that you can actually trust.
Be wary of memes with news in it. Take that with a big grain of salt and look for a reputable news source. Yeah.
Right. And another thing that I personally really, really enjoy doing, and I'm trying to, especially during this time that we're quarantining, is to meditate. And as I mentioned before to you guys, I'm very spiritual, so I'm always seeking what God is saying, the news that are coming from heaven, pretty much. And that's what keep me motivated. That's what keep me centered. And but you can do meditation any way works for you. That means quiet down your mind, quiet down your emotions, and really allowing the good things in life to come to you. You know what I mean? Like to really those positive thoughts that are within you to come to the surface, and so you can actually start moving in a positive way in anything that you do. But if you're really focusing on the negative and having all those noises in your head, and you're not gonna go anywhere. Like there is nothing we can do right now. All we can do and all we can control is our emotions, our thoughts, and our attitudes. So it's important. Meditation, prayer, spending time with God really help me get there, really help me control those emotions, control those thoughts, and be able to be in a good mindset when it comes to a moment like this.
And we get that you're busy, but even if it's just 5 minutes, carve out 5 minutes sometime in the morning. You know, the time you used to spend checking the news on your phone when you woke up, spend 5 minutes and just be still, and spend that time, meditate, just clear your mind. It has a really, really huge benefit. So definitely something worth trying if you haven't done that before. Now is a great time to start.
Right.
So, and the next one is and again, staying on the mental aspect of being healthy, allow time for relaxation, for downtime, for just unwinding. Don't feel guilty. There's a lot going on, but spend time to just be with yourself, be with your loved ones. Don't think about the news. Don't talk about the news. Don't, think about or talk about work or anything that stresses you. Do something mindless. Play a game on your phone. Watch, Netflix or something, and or play a game with your family, or just sit outside on on your porch or something with a cup of coffee and have a nice conversation. It's so important to make sure you carve out time for this as well, no matter how busy you are.
Right. We can go the two extremes, right? We cannot always be relaxing and taking it easy during this time of quarantine, because this is a time that we have. It's a break almost that we have to be able to push those dreams and those desires that we have. Like, for example, this podcast came out of this amazing time that we have now with Chris. We always wanted to do a podcast, and we finally said, okay, now we have the time. Let's sit down and do it. But we also, it's not just work. We also implement relaxation during those time, a time to connect with each other, to connect with our family, and do the things that we actually enjoy. So it's not just work, and it's just not just relaxation. It's a good balance. It's good to have a good balance in life, but absolutely having those times to just do what you enjoy is important for your mental health.
And I'm speaking from experience here, where there was a time where I didn't do that, and we love what we do. And I just was working all the time, working like 12, 15 plus hours a day sometimes, and just not shutting off, because I'm like, well, I enjoy it. I'm going to keep going. But then eventually, like, burnout happens. It's a real thing. And then you start resenting what you love doing, and you just get very tired, and it has a big ripple effect. So you must carve out time for yourself to just be and just relax and have a good time.
Yeah. And when you guys do all this together, it definitely helps you and put you in a position to have a good mental health, especially during a time like this. And remember that your children, and there are other people that probably look after you for your reaction, for your thoughts, for your opinions. And it's good to be mentally healthy during this time, so you can give the best advice that you can give to somebody, and also be able to be available, emotionally and mentally available for those that need you right now. So this transitions us to the physical health. And one of the things that I'm very excited about having all this time in my hands is that I've been able to experience different and tried out different recipes that are healthy for us. And we have been cutting and trying to watch out and not eating too much sugar or gluten or dairy. All those new recipes that I have been implementing have been really showing that it's giving us a natural boost of energy and increasing vegetables and fruits throughout the day. So we always, every single breakfast, we started with a healthy shake where we have a lot of vegetables and fruits in it. And throughout the day, once again, we're eating a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that. So that's something we recommend that you guys do, and is to eat healthy during this time that we are not staying active.
And it's so easy to fall into the trap of like comfort food right now. I mean, a lot of people like I follow like on social media, it's like, oh, I had mac and cheese tonight again. And I'm like,
yeah,
maybe something different.
Yes.
I mean, again, it falls back and like give yourself a little bit of downtime. Allow yourself to indulge in some comfort food a little bit, but be reasonable with it. I saw a meme the other day saying like there's two types of people that are going to come out of this quarantine: needing to go to the gym and looking like they were doing nothing but being at the gym. I'm hoping to be in the second group.
Right.
So,
right.
And it's true. I mean, I've noticed a difference in myself too. We're traveling less. When we travel a lot, it's very difficult to eat healthy. We're staying home. Diana's focusing on incredibly healthy menus. So yeah, I mean, I'm seeing a difference, and I am taking this quarantine as a challenge to come out of this thing healthier than when I went in.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes about 21 days or a month to create a habit, a good habit or a bad habit. So what we are determined to do with Chris is during this quarantine, create those good habits, because this is a time that you can focus, you have no distractions, to be able to create those healthy habits in our life.
Yeah, and that actually moves us to another way to ingest healthy things into our body. One of the most healthy things you can bring in is water, like a lot of water. But it's very easy to lose track of that when you're working, you're at the computer. One tip a buddy of mine on Twitter mentioned, and it's such a good, because I tried it, I'm like, oh my God, this works. It's such a simple thing to do to change. When you're drinking water, if you're right-handed, you've got the mouse in one hand and you're tapping it. If you have the water on the right-hand side, you have to take your hand off the mouse to grab the water. If you move the water to the opposite side, if you're right-handed, move it to your left-hand side, you'll drink more water because that hand is free to grab the glass when you start to get thirsty. It's a silly little thing, but try it. You'll end up drinking more water. But there's also something Diana found a year or two ago on Amazon, which is amazing.
Yep.
Okay, we each have one. I got a blue one. Diana has a pink one.
Pink
For the YouTube viewers, you're seeing it. For the podcast, we'll have links to these in the description below, because I've never been able to find anything like this. This is like, after an incredible amount of research, we found these. The way these work is you fill this thing all the way to the top first thing in the morning, and it actually has little indicators on here where the water level needs to be at a certain time. 8 a.m. you need to be drinking this much. By 9 a.m. you should have drank that much, and all the way down till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon you fill it again. So you're supposed to drink 2 of these a day, and having the goals on here helps hold you accountable, and it's been an incredible way to make sure you're drinking enough water, making sure we're drinking. I had no idea. I was drinking nowhere near enough water, and it's such an important thing there's so many benefits of drinking water.
For those that are very competitive, like I'm very competitive with myself, I absolutely love seeing, okay, it's 9 a.m., how much water did I drink? So every single hour is like you're holding yourself accountable that you're getting it done, and it motivates you. And another plus, and for all the ladies out there, try to find things that cheer you up, that makes you happy. Like I love pink, I love turquoise. So if you guys, I don't know if you guys can see it here, but I have the Yeti, and in here I also put up water because sometimes I get bored with the bottle, so I use the Yeti. But whatever it is that motivates me to drink water, I just get it done, and I use those containers to help me. So whatever helps you, and some people don't like the taste of water. Like I feel that water doesn't taste like anything, but some people likes having some sort of flavor or something. So do infuse water. You guys can slide some fruits or cucumbers, whatever you guys like, and put it in the water, let it sit there, and then the water is going to take that taste. But do whatever works for you. Just make sure you guys are staying hydrated, because it's the only way your body can actually get rid of those toxins that you have in your body. So once you understand the benefits that water does to your body, for the ladies, wrinkles and things like that, it works wonders. it's really going to motivate you. So do some research about it so you can actually help yourself get there and drink more water during this time. This actually transitions us to our next point, and is to have vitamins and supplements. One of the things that we have been doing with Chris for a long time is to actually have supplements in our diets. And right now, we just see that obviously we're not being out there as much, and we're lacking of sun, of course, vitamin D, and also our bodies right now to boost our immune system, we need vitamin C. Those two vitamins are so critical to have every single day. And we are not doctors or anything like that. We're obviously check out with your doctor to see what is the best for you. But for us, that's something that we are implementing. So we recommend that during this time as well, you also have vitamins, supplements that can help you boost your immune system and give your body what you actually need right now.
And one thing too is not to overdo it with supplements. We went to a nutritionist. I mean, it's possible to go overboard. Certain vitamins have what's called an upper limit or a UL rating on them. Certain vitamins, there is no upper limit, especially when you have it organically, like with fruits and vegetables. You can't overdose on vitamin C by eating a bunch of oranges. But if you have a lot of supplements, like too many supplements, you can. So go with a recommended dosage, talk to a nutritionist and a doctor to make sure that you're getting what you need. Like I found years ago, I was deficient in vitamin D, and a lot of people actually are deficient because we're spending so much time inside. So chances are pretty good you probably need vitamin D. But again, talk to somebody about it. But it's very, very important to be on top of that and to have plenty of vitamin C right now with what's going on. Of course, another very important aspect to being healthy during quarantine is staying active and getting exercise in. Now, for those of you with gym memberships, how do you get to the gym? It's shut down. And those without gym memberships, I mean, what do? I have no exercise equipment. There's something called body weight exercise. You can do push-ups and crunches and burpees and all kinds of things that, really get your heart rate going and build muscle mass and trim fat. But one thing that I found a few years ago that I swear by, I've recommended this so many times, people that have actually gotten it, love it. They're exercise cards. For those on YouTube, you can see it. I'm going to have a link to these things in the description below. I have a deck of body weight exercise cards and dumbbell exercise cards. I have other ones too, like for kettlebells and things like that. But what it is basically is, let's say you want to work on your upper body, or core and abs is a very common one you want to work on. You pull out the card that gives you, here's what your workout is going to be. Card number 8, card number 16, card number 14, and you do 10 reps of this, 12 reps of this, and it's like a personal trainer in a deck of cards. On the back, it shows you, it breaks you through exactly how to do the workout safely, any tips, and it shows you on a graph there what muscle groups that you're working. So this is literally like having a personal trainer with you. I can't recommend these highly enough. We've been using these for a long time, and I'm seeing the results, and I love it. And when we go on trips or vacation or whatever, I bring the cards too, because it's the size of a deck of cards.
And it's important also to have like an accountability partner, right? Like if you're married, try to do it with your husband or your wife. That's what we do with Chris. We work out always together, and we try to, like push each other. Just by me seeing Chris that he's doing that 50 crunch or whatever, I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it. And we can really support each other to get it done, right? So, but there are other ways that you guys can also exercise. You guys can YouTube. There are tons of YouTube videos out there of personal trainers that motivate you. So you can Google that or YouTube that. And also you can go, if it's safe, go out for a walk, around your area. If there are no other people that go out there and exercise, then try to go and do it and get some vitamin D and some fresh air and exercise that's good for you as well.
Actually, if you're in a house with stairs, Dinah started doing this, and I'm like, that's not a workout. Oh my God, I almost died. Walk up and down your stairs 10 times, which the first 2 times, like, this isn't helping. And by the 10th time, you're ready to die, and you feel like your heart rate is going. You can feel the workout and the burn on your legs. I mean, that's just, it's a simple thing to do. It's a simple exercise.
The important thing is to stay active and stay moving. Don't keep yourself still during this time, because it's definitely going to affect a lot of areas of your body. So make sure you stay moving. And completely opposite to that, our last recommendation when it comes to staying physically healthy is to sleep well. Make sure you guys are sleeping well, and you're sleeping about like the recommended amount of hours is 8 hours per person, but some people can live with 6 hours, 6.5, 7 hours. I don't recommend going less than 7.5 hours. One of the things that really works for me is having a diffuser with essential oils. And the one that I absolutely love for nighttime is lavender, because it helps me relax. It relaxes my muscles, and it just really puts me in a mindset to sleep. And we also use the Echo to play white noise in the background, and that really helps me sleep throughout the night as well. So anything that can help you sleep well throughout the night, it's amazing for your health as well.
Yeah, I love the Amazon Echo and anything technology related. There's a lot of skills that are for free that you can download, and it does things like I don't recommend ocean sounds. It's not a constant noise, but like rain. Lately we've been liking cricket noises, and you say, play cricket sounds, and these skills will turn it on for 1 hour. And then after an hour, it'll slowly kind of taper off so you can stay asleep. If you want to have the white noise all night, let's say you're in an area where it's a little bit loud, you're having trouble, or one of our dogs barks, he's got these giant ears, and at the smallest hint of anything, and you may have this trouble too, he'll bark in the middle of the night for no reason and wake you up from a sound sleep. That's a problem. Put white noise on for him or her. We've got the Echo right next to my dog, and we've got rain sounds playing all night. He hasn't made a peep. And our sleep has been... Sleep is so important. You really have to take it very seriously. Make sure the room is as dark as possible. Play the white noise if you need to. The third main area of staying healthy during quarantine is your emotional state. I didn't talk about this under mental health. I mean, it's a whole other area that kind of deserves its own section here. And have a support group. If you don't have one already, it could just be, calling an immediate family member or someone that you trust, a close friend. It could be forums online, could be a Facebook group for this kind of a thing, Twitter chats, things like that. Just some people are saying that we're all in the same boat together. We're not. We're all in the same storm together, but everybody's boat is different. There could be people that have similar boats to you. It'd be a good idea to connect with them and just to get things off your chest, to vent, to hear them out, to hear what they're going through, to talk about what you're going through, what you're thinking, what you're feeling. There's a saying, and I'm not taking credit for this saying. It's a great saying. It's okay not to be okay right now. This is unprecedented in so many ways. That word is almost overused at this point, but it's true. It's okay not to be okay, and to understand it's a tough situation that we're in, to feel depressed and to feel sad, but know that there are people out there that will help you. There are hotlines. If you have no one else to speak to, there are always hotlines as well.
Something that I will add to this is the fact that it's okay to not feel okay. But what is not right is for you to stay in that state. I think it's our responsibility, and we owe to ourselves to seek help, to find out people that can help us get out of that state of mind, right? If you're feeling fear or depression or whatever it is that you're feeling, it's okay to recognize that you're feeling that way, but it's also important that you find that help, that you find a way to get out of there. Remember that there are other people that are also counting on you. If you are a mother, a father, remember that your children are looking up to you, and it is important that you get yourself okay so you can help other people. And, for all my Christian friends out there, remember that there are pastors and there are leaders at your church that are available to speak to you during this time. And make sure you just, whatever situation you're in right now, remember that there is a solution for everything, and that if you actually look for that help, you're going to be able to find it. And speaking about this, one of the ways that you actually can keep your mind healthy is to stay connected to your family and friends. And there are different ways to do it. You can, and something that we have been doing with Chris, I haven't seen my mother in like a month or a month and a half since we have been quarantining physically per se, but I have seen her pretty much every single day through FaceTime. So it feels like even though I cannot touch her, she's close to me because I can see her. So that's a way that you guys can connect to your family and friends, and is to have, maybe a lunch together and put the FaceTime and have fun with what we have. We have to be creative, right? But the important thing is that you stay connected. And you can do it through either Google Hangouts or you can do it through Zoom. There is a lot of FaceTime. There is a lot of different platforms out there that you can use to be able to make this and make it happen.
Now, the last tip that we're going to give you is something that ties all this in together for you. We're huge believers in this thing. We've been doing this for years. And if you do this step, it's going to change your life. And that is start a morning and night routine. So look at these things that you're deficient in or that you want to get better at. Exercise. Add it to your morning routine. Say from this time to this time, every morning, I'm going to exercise. And this time to this time, I'm going to meditate or pray or just be and relax and clear my mind of thoughts. And from this time to this time, I'm going to prepare my snack, my healthy snack, from this time to this time. So really create a very strong and focused morning and night routine. The night routine is important too because what time do you stop work? It's a hard shut off for you, even though you're working from home. What time do you shut the lights off and go to bed? That kind of a thing. Do I plan, make sure you plan the night before so that way there's less on your mind as you're laying in bed thinking, what am I going to do tomorrow? You've already planned it out. So that's a whole other episode, but in a nutshell.
Yep. And what night routines and morning and night routines do to you is it helps you stay disciplined on whatever it is that you're going to do. It gives you a sense of focus and purpose right when you're starting the day and at the end of the day as well. And everything that happens in between really has a big impact with what you do at the beginning, at the end of the day. So we really encourage you to do that. And for that, Chris and I have created a downloadable that we are more than happy and excited to share with you guys, where we are sharing our morning and night routine to help you give you kind of an inspiration, something that has been working for us. Of course, your life is different than ours, and we understand that, but at least it can give you an idea on how to create your morning and night routine. If something and it inspires you, that's all we want to do, to inspire you to get yours done. And that template will also give you like indications on how to get it done, like some tips to get it done. So we're very excited to share that. And if you want to let them know where they can find that.
That will be in the description below if you're watching on YouTube or in the show notes for the episode.
So now we're very excited to challenge you this week with the steps, the actionable steps that we encourage you to do this week. And the number one is to create that morning and night routine. And remember, you guys can download, that could be the first step that you guys make, and is to download that sheet that is going to guide you on how to create it. It's going to inspire you to get it done. And that will be the first thing that we encourage you to do, is to create a morning and night routine.
Step 2 would be make sure that you're eating a balanced diet. Now, that looks like different things for different people depending on your body type, your age, your weight, your goals, as far as your physical fitness. If you're already pretty decent shape, you just want to kind of build up more muscle tone, it would look different than if you were at the beginning of your journey. So you can Google things like, diet plan, or visit a nutritionist, or virtually visit a nutritionist to find out what's the best thing for you, because you can be exercising an hour a day, 2 hours a day, but garbage in, garbage out. If you're going to, finish that set with half a pizza and a bunch of Twinkies, you're not going to get there, and you're going to be working out in vain. So make sure you're eating a balanced diet.
Right. And finally is to actually reach out for emotional support. If you don't have somebody right now in your life that you can trust, that you can open up and let them know how you're feeling and bounce back ideas, it is important that you find and identify somebody right now in your life to do that. And as we were saying, there are tons of lines out there that you can reach out to, or if you are a member of a church, make sure you reach out to your pastors, but make sure you have that special someone that you can go to, that you can vent. In this case, Chris and I, we are bouncing up ideas and how we're feeling. We're constantly checking on each other to make sure we are good. So if that's something you can do with your spouse or your significant other, go ahead and do it. And otherwise, make sure you find somebody that can support you through these difficult times.
So we hope you found a lot of value out of this. Please feel free to also share this with anybody who you feel may need to hear what we've had to say today. And make sure you also download our morning and night routines for your starting point, for your inspiration, for your own morning and night routine. You're going to be shocked when you start doing this. Also, rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever it is that you listen to the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. This helps us make more content like this when we hear the feedback and see the ratings. So we will see you next week.
See you next week.